To every person that told me that more than 2 road shows were not possible for the LCS, for LEC, for LoL esports in general each year, kindly go screw yourself. Yeah, I'm starting off this video hot. I am excited, I am pressed, I am upset, and I am ecstatic all at the same time with this LEC road trip announcement that we have to talk about. Today's video was already going to be talking about the LEC and some quick thoughts before the season kicks off tomorrow. But that just got even bigger with the announcement of all announcements today. That yes, KCorp and MKOI are putting the entire league on their goddamn shoulders and hard carrying the crap out of this by having 5 road shows this year, in addition to the Riot-held road trip, or like the whatever you want to call it, season and summer championship for the LEC at the very end. So let's look at these events, because everything that I'm told is not possible from other places or have been for years. I'm looking at you, Travis Gafford. I saw your video coming back to League of Legends. I hope you see this, and I hope there's a shit-eating like frown or whatever it wants to be. I hope I'm in the back of your mind thinking about this one. First, let's start with KOI, who are doing the heaviest lifting out of everybody right now. LEC versus finals will be the first thing that they host, which I think is smart because they stand a very realistic chance of making it to finals of this event and possibly going to first stand. They will be hosting it in Barcelona. The entire final weekend, February 27th, 28th, and March 1st, will all be played live in front of a crowd, which already is so much better than playing another freaking studio final, which will still happen at a later point this year. I'll get into that in a minute. But KOI's not done. They'll still have a spring road trip and a summer road trip. These will be during the regular season. These will likely have a combination of 4 teams of KOI's choosing, because if you don't know how these work, the teams apparently request permission from the league to host a road trip. They then get to decide which of their opponents they want to be able to play during the weeks that they are having their homestand. Obviously with certain restrictions, because you can't just take the top 4 teams here and then assumedly take the top 4 teams whenever KCorp does their road trip, because it will limit schedules pretty heavily. You also can't do that. If you're going to have 2 matchups and there's only 4 teams and there's 3 pot, like you have to mix it up at least a little bit. So Riot probably has to work with both KCorp and KOI to see who gets who on what weeks, how they can manipulate the schedule. But the schedule is also pretty simple. So it's like, okay, which ones do you want? But notably, both the spring and summer road trips in Madrid. And the best part is they're not the only ones, obviously. KCorp notably hosted an event last year in their home arena, which will also be the case then for spring, where they will still go to their home area. But summer, they notably haven't released the venue of where they're going to go to yet. Assumedly, it's probably going to be a lot bigger than their home arena. Otherwise, they would have just announced that already. Or they're trying to finalize a week and the LEC hasn't figured that out yet. That I don't know. But my gut feeling says if they were going to have it in their home arena, they would have announced it similar to what KOI has already. Because we know KCorp can sell more than 4,000. Maybe that turns into like the KCorp X event, or I don't know, something of that capacity where it's like 10,000, 15,000, maybe even 20,000 with France for a regular season game rather than just the 4K in their home arena. But obviously the cost of that will be a little bit more extreme. They have to make sure they're profitable, which, by the way, both KCorp and KOI last year did say that apparently they were either close to break even or profitable. So clearly it's working enough to expand these, which is awesome. And the best part about this is, again, these are the 5 separate ones from the LEC who will have their finals. But for everybody that told me, oh, but you can't plan that far in advance. Like, you know, we're trying to get dates to people. I complain about this with the LCS all the time of like, hey, get us the dates as early as possible so people can figure out their travel. KOI gave us an event in September. They gave us the city and they gave us the dates in September, in January. Get out of here with trying to tell me that this isn't possible anymore. Like, this proves everything that I've been saying. It's like, oh, we're just slacking. Like, the other teams are just slacking, which, speaking on that, I have to touch on G2 because it's like the thing that's staring me in the face that I cannot get over this. G2 has had the largest fandom in the LEC prior to KOI and KCorp coming in, okay? They could have easily picked somewhere in, I don't know, UK, maybe you go Germany. I don't know. G2's fandom is spread a little bit more all over, but let's not act like traveling across Europe is all that complicated compared to the United States. I think they'll be fine. Pick a week. Do a road trip. Because notably, the one thing missing from all of this is the fact that, yes, spring finals will still be in the studio as of right now. Riot announced, obviously, the end of summer going on the road. But why can't G2 or somebody else step up and take that one? Like, why would you? I get your team might not be there, so it's more on Riot to be able to do something there. But, like, I don't know. Freaking just take a chance. G2, you're likely going to be there. Risk it. Or at minimum, if you're G2 or Fnatic, you need to be having a homestand or pushing for one. How do we go 2 years where our two old guard teams of the LEC, the two most popular ones prior to now, because I hate to break it to you, you're not the most popular teams in the league anymore. How do we go 2 years without you even booking one? And that's not saying you should strip away one from KCorp either. Like, I'm not saying that at all, but like, dude, I'm just amazed. Like, good on the two teams that are hard carrying this league. Seriously. And the best part was, I was going to come on here and blow smoke up all of your asses, basically saying, hey, I'm hoping that KCorp and KOI do well this year. Why? One, because they were already doing the road trips. But two, they're the two teams with American players on it. Jojo Pune's on KOI. Busio is notably on KCorp. And on top of that, LEC versus arguably two more reasons for North American fans to be excited about this split, because you have another North American player in Yukino playing for KCB, who likely will get stomped and be towards the bottom. But hey, you know what? I think they'll do fine. I think they'll be on par with Los Ratones personally. That's just me. I know some Los Ratones fans might be angry about that. But LR's the other team that, like, when you go to watch parties and events here, it's very clear that, like, yeah, Los Ratones is probably one of the most popular teams in all of America right now. So we're going to be tuning in to watch them as well. I'm dead serious when I say this split of LEC or LEC versus might shatter records, especially given the fact that finals will now be in an arena too. So it feels like a proper split. Like, I don't know what else to say other than I was negative just a few days ago on the LEC. And like the lack of promotion, the lack of hype, which kind of came more from the Riot side, and you're more reliant on teams to do that hype. Yeah, this just did it for me. I got to eat my words on that. The teams came in once again and just knocked it out of the park. Well, two teams, not everybody. Y'all don't get to enjoy the credit that these two are putting in. Now, is the format of LEC versus fantastic? It kind of does what it does with 12 teams. You got to play everybody once in a single best of one before you then go into the best of 3 and best of 5 knockout stage. Fine. But if you want my honest prediction, I said it from the jump. I think this is going to be the year that G2 does not win a title. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling, and I'm sticking with it. I know that's a risky bet given how good G2 is consistently, but I need KCorp or KC, or even I'm even willing to take Fnatic. I need somebody to step up and light a fire under G2's ass. Not just G2, like the players. I think the players are already motivated as is. They have Caps, obviously. He's fantastic, but I'm just looking at like management, ownership. I know G2's CEO follows me on Twitter. There's a chance you might be seeing this. Bro, where's your fucking road show? Where's it at? The G2 army is strong, but like I want that fire. Like, I hope that they are seeing what the other two teams are doing and just being absolutely pissed off. Damn it, man. Why didn't we do this? And like, it's on you. So yeah, safe to say I'm really excited, genuinely, about the LEC this year. It's my daytime watch. My cadence is that I watch the LCK whenever I wake up, or at least like the highlights of it, especially since they start an hour later now. I watch the LEC throughout the day whenever I'm at work, or on the weekends I just put it on TV, and then obviously later in the day, prime time for us here in North America. Which, speaking of these road shows and road trips, what if I told you there's a chance for you to watch the LCS not just at home, but in New York City, free of charge to anybody of age, to come to OSNYC for not only opening day, where we'll get to watch C9 versus TL, which should be fun, as well as I believe Sentinels versus DSG. We will also be having an event there for lock-in finals. January 24th, March 1st. Already got the dates locked in. I don't know the spring or summer schedule yet, so I can't really plan any watch parties or do anything there. I'm beholden to Riot releasing that information. But for now, at least, we got our 2 events, technically 1 per month, here in New York. So come on out, support the scene. We're going to be active all year leading up to Worlds Finals, where we will all be taking our talents out to Brooklyn and cheering live in person. But before we even get there, we have to enjoy a whole year of domestic fun. It's a good time. If you're of age, come drink, come have some fun. Like, this is the environment that honestly League is the most fun watching in. outside of Roadtrips, which hopefully more details on the LCS side get announced soon. Originally for this video, I had messaged Jamada to see if he wanted to come on and just talk about the state of LEC, but also like where teams power rank, where they don't. And honestly, at this point, like given the news that happened, like things obviously fell through and we weren't able to get it done, but like I don't even care where teams power rank at this point. I'm so excited to see how it all plays out and get to those road trips, because that's just honestly, it's what I watch the LEC for most right now, because I know the fans over in Europe, they're crazy at times and incredibly toxic at points. Not denying that, but they are fun as hell to watch. And real quick to end this video, if you haven't seen the marker down below, Yon and Core JJ, as well as Quid and Jose Dioto, are just one game off of each other with the North American tag team right now. It could come down to a single game to determine who wins $1,400 versus just $200. I need one person from either team to stream the rest of this way in. Like seriously, we deserve as fans to be able to see it. That's the whole intention of this tournament. I don't want to see somebody win by just grinding games off stream. All right, we've missed the point of the tournament then. So please, guys, it's a tight race. It's entertaining. Let us watch it. And for the LCS and for everybody else around the world, take note of what KCorp, what KOI, and what T1 and other teams are doing over in Korea. We want road trips. Part of that comes with localizing a fandom, but I know it's a little bit tougher here in the US. At a minimum, go on the road. Follow their example, because boy, I cannot wait.